Y'all come on in. 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 Y'all come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome in, y'all. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Come on in on this Friday night. Come on in. I'm not gonna hold y'all long. I'm not gonna hold you long. Not gonna hold you long. Not gonna hold you long. Yes, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. So, first of all, let me say thank y'all for those that's gonna be listening um, for tonight's quick episode. Even though October has passed, the subject and topic of breast cancer should still continue on. The conversation should still continue on. So that's what I'm doing briefly, getting my conversation in about breast cancer. Okay. So thank y'all to those that's gonna be listening. Excuse me, that's gonna be listening. Y'all already know me. I'm your host, Miss J. But today I'm gonna be shining a little powerful light on something that touches so many of us. So one of us may have a relative, a sister, a mother, a aunt, a niece, even males. Yes, males can have breast cancer as well. Did y'all know that? But that word breast cancer has touched so many people's lives. And I want to go on and say this too before I get started. Shout out to my warriors. Shout out to my warriors out there. Shout out to you. And I stand in solidarity with y'all, babies. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. As I stated, I know October, is gone. But I'm gonna have this conversation. And I don't think this kind of conversation should never be stopped just because October has ended. Okay? We should never stop talking about it. So, did y'all know that every day, somewhere, a woman or even a man is facing this terrible diagnosis? And behind every story, there's courage, faith, fear, and a whole lot of love. A whole lot of love. So, today's show is about bringing awareness, early detection, but most of all, y'all, hope. Bringing hope. So I'm going to dive into this real quick because I know it's Friday and nobody, I want y'all to be listening to me for a long time. But anyway, this episode comes from the heart, to tell you the truth. The first thing that we got to do in all reality, we got to understand our reality. We got to understand it. Okay? So let's start with the facts. Because y'all know breast cancer doesn't have a favorite age, race, or background. It don't. But it does affect all in the same way. It don't have a favorite age or race, but it does affect all in the same way. Now, let me say this. For my beautiful queens, sisters just listening, please notice. We are often diagnosed younger and sometimes at a later stage. Did y'all know that? But that's why awareness and early detection is so, so, so important. This is why it's important. Thank y'all for being in here. And a lot of us don't understand that your body, it talks to you. A lot of us, we just don't know how to slow down long enough to listen. We don't know how to slow down to listen to what our body is telling us or trying to show us. We don't know how to slow down. Make sure you're doing your self-checks every month, ladies. But most of all, get those mammograms. Now, I told y'all my story about how I went 13 years without a mammogram up until 2 years ago. Yes, I did. I shared my story last year when I did. I always bring homage and talk about breast cancer, and I share my story. But we got to make sure we get those mammograms. Take a buddy with you. Take your sister with you. If you haven't had yours in 12, 13 years like me, make that appointment. Get your best friend to go do the buddy system. Your buddy make hers, and you make sure you go with hers to get her mammogram. You make yours, she come with you. Do that buddy system. Thank y'all for being in here. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for being in here. But we gotta get those mammograms. Hey, Varsha. Hey, beloved Johnson. Thank you, my love, for being in here. I see y'all, babies. I see y'all. And see, we got a problem, y'all. We keep putting our mammograms off, just like I did for 13 years up to 2 years ago. I told y'all my story. And I'm going to briefly share it real quick. I went 13 years without a mammogram. You know why? Because I was scared. Let's just keep it 100. I was scared. And 2 years ago, I finally made my nerves up and went on and got one. But when I tell y'all that was the longest 30 days for me to get those results, I couldn't hardly eat. I was scared to death. I really was 13 years without a mammogram because I was scared. And I know somebody can relate to that. Let's keep it 100. I'm not, hey, let's keep it 100. Thank you, Karen, for being in here. And my last mammogram was last year. What? It was last year. Okay. Now do you keep yours up all the time? Do it like you're supposed to. You gonna get you another one next year, or do you skip 2 years? Or let me know how you do it. But them 30 days, y'all, I was so scared to check the mail. Every time I go to the mail, I would be shaking. But y'all, when that letter came, oh my gosh, when that letter finally came, I was so scared to open it up. I gave it to my husband to open it up. He said, "No, I ain't gonna do that. You open it up." I was so scared to open the letter up, y'all. I was literally trembling. I was. Because let me tell y'all what was going through my mind them 30 days I was waiting for my results. What was going through my mind was, Lord, if anything wrong with me, it's my fault. And I know I was worried. I knew my kids were not gonna forgive me, because if everything they would have been telling me, Mom, this could have been avoided. You should have got your mammogram early. That's what I was beating myself up about. I'm telling you, I was so scared. I don't ever want to be that scared again. But I opened it up. But when I opened that ladder up, I didn't pull it out right then, y'all. I eased the ladder out. That's how scared I was. I was literally trembling. I pulled that ladder out, pulled it open, pulled it up to where I saw the date. I had a date up there on it. Then I pulled it up some more. Then I saw where it said, "Dear Miss Johnson." Now that next line, when I pulled it up, I'm telling y'all the truth. This how it was. I was so scared. So I pulled the ladder up, and when I saw "Dear Miss Johnson," the next line was, "We are pleased." Honey, when I saw the word "we are pleased," I just broke down and started crying and saying thank you, Jesus, because I already knew what everyone say after that. Basically, everything was fine. Everything was fine. I just have what you call fibrous fibrocystic breasts, right? And I have to just make sure I just get them checked every year. Okay. But when I saw that, "We are pleased to inform you that your," some word they use is some, I remember seeing the word fibrocystic. I remember saying fibrocystic. Um, I just thank God. I was crying so hard, and I was on my knees. I mean, the probably why my knee hurt now, because I remember dropping down, just drop right down. But my issue, I was scared. That's the bottom line. I was scared. I was scared. I was. And Barsha, she said she got hers last year. Okay, okay. And Varsha, she said she keep up with hers. Good job. I keep mine up there. Good job, Varsha. Good job. But like I said, a lot of us be putting it off. We gonna say we gonna do it later. That was me. I kept putting it off, but I was scared. That's what wrong with me. I was scared. Them just come on, just keep 100 with you. Just keep it 100 with y'all, babies. But see, what we gotta understand, and I want y'all to hear me when I say this: our life is worth more than those few minutes. Hope y'all caught that. Our life is worth more than those few minutes. It is. And I get it that sometimes, we are busy being mama, being grand, being wife, you know, being a boss, got your best friend. Be so busy doing it. I get it. I get it. And we forget it. I understand that. But what we do, we keep forgetting that we need our care too. We need to take care of us as well. Our health matters, ladies. Our health matters. I know you get scared. I did. I'm very honest about it. I was scared 13 years. Y'all know that could have went another way. Just think about somebody just skipped 1 year, and they always faithfully getting there, but they skipped that 1 year. And let's say they went and got theirs done and something was wrong. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Our health matters, ladies. It matters. Hey, Laurie, thank you for being in here, my love. And so, Laurie, you said you get yours every, okay, get yours every March. Okay. Yeah. See, I think it's good to get on a regimen, like you do yours every March. So that means you're not gonna forget it. That's good, Lori. That's good. Thank you, my love, for being in here. And like I stated, I know October is gone, and breast cancer awareness is supposed to, be in October, but this is a conversation that need to continue on regardless whether it's October. And I just no, I'm saying I can come on and talk about it real quick. But I get it. Our health matters, ladies. I want to share something with y'all, and this is real talk here, because they gave me permission to do this. I want to share something that moved me real deeply. Okay, I had a conversation with this beautiful queen. I'm not gonna call her name. I'm not gonna do that, but she gave me permission to talk about it. And she's a breast cancer survivor. So I asked her, when she heard the words, "You have cancer," what happened? How did you feel? She told me that it felt like the world had stopped spinning for her. Like everything just stopped. I was like, what? But y'all know what? When she told me that, I was like, really? She said, yes, it felt like everything. And when it was being said to me, like it was in slow motion, right? But this is what got me. And it gave me freaking chills, y'all, for real. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. She said, Miss J, that's what she called me. She said, Miss J, that diagnosis that I got, it didn't break me. I said, huh? She said, no, it didn't break me. She said, what it did for me, it built me. I'm like, what? She said, yes, it built me for what was getting ready to come next. When she told me that, I'm telling you, I had the back of my hair on my neck stood up. The hair on the back of my neck stood up, y'all. It built her for what's gonna come next. She was ready to fight. Wow. Wow. She also, what she did, she also talked about because we had a conversation. She was telling me about there was some days, where she didn't feel like herself, and she excuse me, y'all, and she didn't feel strong. She said, but there were days when she said she remember she first lost her hair. Um, she was in the shower and she was, washing her hair and drying it with the towel as she stepped out and combing it, and that's when she saw her hair in her comb, and she said that was when reality really set in for her. That so I asked, what you mean by that? She said what she meant by reality really set in for her was when she knew then she got to really put her boxing gloves on, because now she's losing hair. And then she told me that it was so many nights where, she waited for her husband to go to work so she could cry, and the kids go to sleep, and she would cry. She would cry to herself and talk to God. She told me that. But she did tell me, she said, but Miss Dre, you know what? She said, I went through that. She said, but what I did every morning, I still looked in the mirror. And she said to herself, I am still here and I'm still going to keep fighting. I said, what? She said, I said it to myself every morning. Hair falling out or whatever, throwing up, I still said that to myself. I am still here and I'm still fighting. Yep. Wow. She also was telling me about how, because I asked her about her faith. I asked her, did she mind me asking her about her faith? And she told me that that's what carried her. Her faith and her circle of friends. That's what kept her smiling. And also the mindset that she had to heal. She had the mind, she kept that mindset for the type of healing, for her type of healing. And when she told me that, y'all know what? She reminded me that healing, I want y'all to hear me. When she told me that about her mindset and about her mindset about healing, it reminded me that healing isn't just physical. Do y'all know that it's also emotional and it's spiritual and it can be mental? I had a brief moment when she said that to me that crossed my mind. That healing is emotional, spiritual, and it's mental, y'all. It is. So what I want to ask and I want to say, if I got some warriors listening live or listening for the replay, if you're listening right now and you're in that fight but you have just came through it, know and understand. I want you to hear me. Know and understand that you are not alone in this. You're not. If you in that fight and you done been through that fight, you're not alone. You're not. I definitely stand in solidarity with you. You're not alone. You are seen, you are loved, and believe it or not, my warriors, you are so much stronger than you think, than you give yourself credit for. Sure, you're going to cry. Sure, you're going to have those moments where you cry. Sure, you're going to have those moments where you doubt, are you going to get better? Let's keep it real. But you are more stronger, so much stronger than you think. You are so, any one of my warriors that done went through that chemo and that radiation, some people have to go 6 months, 9 months, a year, and you come out of it. That's your journey. That's your story. That's your testimony. You are stronger than you really give yourself credit for. You can think back how many times you were throwing up over the toilet, but you kept telling yourself, well, I'm going to keep fighting. That's right. That's right. You kept right on telling yourself that. But what we got to understand, when we are going through something like that, you got to understand the support that you have and how powerful it is to have support. Because y'all believe it's some people that's going through this that don't have no support. There's some people that the husband don't understand what's going on and he's mad and frustrated. He thinking he want a divorce because he don't understand what's going on. Yes, you will be surprised how marriages get torn apart behind a situation like this that this woman is going through because he don't understand. And he's scared. Let's go there. And he's scared. Okay? He's scared. But that's the power of support. Having support. Because when we're going through something like this, do y'all know y'all remember the saying, it takes a village to raise children? It takes a village, y'all, for this. It takes a village. See, we also got to understand when we are trying to heal, healing happens so much faster when it's a lot of love around you. Did y'all get that? I hope you did. Healing happens a whole lot faster when you are surrounded by a lot of love. But if you've been dealing with this and you're in a situation where you're arguing all the time, you only setting yourself back. You only setting yourself back. Get out of that so you can start healing. I'm just saying. because your health matters. Your health matters. So, if, excuse me, if you know somebody that's walking through this breast cancer journey, right? Don't don't wait, you know, excuse me, don't wait for them to ask you for help. You show up anyway. You show up anyway. You do that. And how you can show up? Go by there, drop a meal off. Say, I made you this right here. Especially something that you know that they might have, you might have, see, you got, see, when you dealing with somebody going through this and y'all are talking, so you got to be listening to what they're saying. The reason why you're going to know what to bring them to eat, because they done sat there and told you, yeah, I'm finally able to finally keep so and so down on my stomach. Out of everything I've been eating, I can only eat so and so and so and so. I can keep that down in my stomach. I'm so glad now that I'm eating. That, see, you listening to that. That's how you can be able to drop by and bring what you heard and remember him or her saying that they can keep down. I hope y'all caught that. And it's not only about bringing a meal. Send them a text. Send them a text. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them, do you need for me to come and go pay your cell phone bill for you, or go take the money, go pay your light bill for you, or something. You can offer that way. Support. Or do you need me to, if you don't feel like I can go out there in the backyard and feed your dogs for you? Support. Hope y'all catching that. Support. As like, yeah. What about their doctor's appointments? I know, look, if you don't feel like driving tomorrow, I'll take you to your doctor's appointment. Matter of fact, don't drive, I'll take you. That's settled. You're not even going to drive. I'll come by and pick you up. That's settled. We're no more talking about it. Support. Okay, my loves? I hope y'all hear me. And if you can, sit with them sometimes during their treatment. Don't, yeah, you can, it's all right to get them that puzzle book, but having somebody sit right there holding your hand while you going through that, do you know how they would make a person feel? Oh my gosh. I hope y'all listen to me. But most of all, y'all, always, always, always let them know that you're praying for them. And you do that. You pray for them. You pray for them, just like you would pray for anything and anybody else. You pray for your neighbor, you find out they got cancer. You pray for your child's school teacher if you find out they have cancer. You pray for them. Even that cool school teacher, send her an email and ask her, is there anything I can help you with? Anything that you need in for this class that I can bring to keep you from spending your money to get it? I go get it for help, support. See, support. I'm just saying. But I also want to talk about those caregivers. Oh my gosh. My caregivers, y'all are heroes. Y'all are heroes. Those caregivers they can be daughters, they can be best friends, they can be the husband, the sister. Y'all are heroes, y'all. I'm telling you. Because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be a caregiver to someone that's going through this. It takes a lot. And especially if it's your relative, it takes a lot. Y'all are heroes. But see, what I also want y'all to understand, my caregivers, with your love and your patience, that's what makes the difference. Love and your patience with them as well. Now, when you dealing with you, if you're the type of person the community know you, that's good. That's having powerful community connections. That's fine too. Your community come together. Your whole block that came together and brought you a whole big basket full of stuff. Yes, it can be done. See, we as society got to understand, when one of us is hurting, everybody can. We all can feel it. When one is hurting, We all can feel it, y'all. But the good thing about this, when one of us survives, we all rise with gratitude and gratefulness and thankfulness. Now, when you're going through, when my survivors and my warriors going through that journey, what you got to understand, you got to do self-care as well. You got to do self-care and prevention. You got to do that. So let me bring it back a little bit. Hold on. Okay. Let me bring this back for a second. So what can you do? Let me ask you a question. What can you do today to protect your health? What can you do today to protect your health? What can you do today to protect your health? It's a lot. It's a lot. First, what we're going to do, we're going to start with self-care. We're going to start with self-care. We got to start with self-care. We got to start with self-care. We got to start with self-care. And I mean that real self-care. That real self-care. Not just bubble baths and lighting some candles and no. That checking your body. That's the real self-care, y'all. You checking your body. That's the real self-care. That's what I meant when I said the real self-care. Eat foods that nourish you and your body. Eat foods, y'all, that's gonna nourish you. And try to move around a little bit every day. And see, what we gotta also do, we gotta keep that stress in control. You gotta do that. Please do your monthly exams, y'all, self-exams. And if you find a lump or something, of course you're gonna get scared. You're gonna get scared. Make that phone call to go see what's going on. And you need to do so. If anybody know when you're supposed to do those self-exams? Yes, right after your cycle. You're supposed to do those self-exams after you have had your cycle each month. That is, if you still have one. If you don't have one, still do it. And say that if you feel something swollen, or something might feel tender or hard, call your doctor. Call your doctor. Call your doctor. So that's what you got to do. And I know you're going to be scared. I get it. You're going to be scared. We're going to be scared. I get it. And to my queens that's over 40, please get your mammograms every year. Please do that. Especially if you got a family history. Okay? But I've actually known someone that didn't even have it in their family. And she ended up having it. Then nobody, grandmama didn't have it, nobody. But she did. Okay? We also want to make sure we talk with you about anything that's not right. Any discharge that you may have don't look right. Any nipple begin to look like an orange peel. You know how lumpy and dense an orange peel look. If it start looking that way, or if you have a nipple that's sitting down and one up like it's supposed to, the other one laying down, that's a problem. That's a problem. I want y'all to understand, fear is not going to save your life. What's going to save your life is action. That's what's going to save your life. Action, not fear. Fear gonna keep you from going and make sure your life is saved. Action is what's gonna help you save your own life. Okay? And see, we gotta understand when we face something like this head on, that's when you begin to take your power back, my loves. That's when you begin to take your power back. I'm getting ready to close now. But I want y'all to understand. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to do something for me. Take a moment. You're at home. You're at home. You're watching TV. You settled in your bed. You know, take a moment and put your right hand over your heart and feel that rhythm. Feel your heart rhythm. That's purpose. That's life. That's your reminder that you still have work to do. Love to give and joy to feel. Last but not least, to all my warriors and my survivors and my fighters that's be listening live, or maybe come back and listen to the replay. You are proof that miracles do happen. How many of my fighters and survivors that the doctor has looked you in your face and told your family that you would not make it, but you here 10 years later and counting? Put it in the comments. Let's talk about it. To every warrior that's still fighting, you are brave beyond words, my loves. You are brave beyond words. I know it gets scary, but you are brave beyond words. And to the families who have lost someone to this horrible disease, may their light continue to shine through you. May their light continue to shine through you. My closing words, as we wrap up tonight's episode, I just want to say from my heart to you. You are valuable. You are deserving of care. And early detection truly save lives. So please schedule your appointment. If you have to remind a friend to check herself too. Let's keep this conversation going, even though October has passed. Don't worry about that. October is gone. Let's keep this conversation going and alive. Every single day if you can, to come back. Together, we are stronger. Together, we can fight this. Together, we can save lives. Thank you for tuning in to Miss J's Unfiltered Talk Show and Podcast. Yo, I'm your host, Miss J, reminding you to live in truth, walk in love, take care of yourself from the inside out. Until next time, stay healthy, stay hopeful, and always stay unfiltered. Y'all have a good night.